After learning multiplication in first grade in Singapore, when I moved to Hungary, we were only beginning to learn how to read. Bruh.
Ayu, Petreny, dan Maad. Hai semuanya, apa kabar? Selamat datang di Ayu, Petreny,
Dan Maad. Oi. Don't quit pointing that gun at me.
Banyak yang nanya kepada saya kenapa anak saya, Maad, sekolah di International School. Padahal sekolah di Eropa itu kan gratis dan juga kualitasnya bagus. Nah, saya mau cerita sebentar di video ini. Kalau masalah definisi bagus itu ya setiap orang berbeda. Tapi yang jelas memang kalau dilihat dari berbagai survei tentang sistem pendidikan di seluruh dunia, biasanya negara-negara Eropa termasuk di atas ya. Paling enggak dianggap lebih bagus dari di Indonesia. Tapi saya kan nggak pernah menyekolahkan anak saya di Indonesia. Waktu kelas 1 SD dia pernah saya masukkan ke salah satu SD negeri di Singapura. Untuk subscriber lama mungkin sudah tahu ceritanya, yang belum bisa dicari di video lama saya di ubek-ubek silahkan. Sistem pendidikan Singapura itu juga termasuk salah satu yang paling bagus di dunia, peringkat atas, jauh lebih atas daripada Hungaria. Tapi buktinya untuk dia nggak cocok. Jadi ya kadang seperti minum obat ya, cocok-cocokan gitu. Setelah itu kami pindah ke Hungaria dan kami sudah pernah mempertimbangkan untuk memasukkan dia ke sekolah negeri. Tapi ada berbagai pertimbangan kenapa kami milih sekolah internasional. Yang jelas masalah bahasa, karena waktu dia datang belum bisa bahasa Hungaria. Sedangkan sekolah negeri di sini ya otomatis 100% bahasa pengantarnya bahasa Hungaria. Sekarang kamu kelas berapa, Maad?
Kelas 6.
Kamu berapa tahun?
12 tahun.
You're old.
Yes, very old. This year I'm gonna become a teenager.
Jadi setelah 6 tahun ada banyak perubahan dalam diri Maad. Dan mungkin dari sini kita bisa membandingkan bagaimana sekolah di sekolah internasional dan bagaimana di sekolah negeri. Jadi sekarang kita akan tanya-tanya pada Maad bagaimana perasaannya setelah 6 tahun sekolah di sekolah internasional. Are you ready? How do you feel after attending international school for 6 years?
Well, I can describe it in just one word, and that's good.
Singkat dan padat. Do you see improvement in yourself
Oh.
compared to before first grade, when you were in first grade?
Well, I've seen quite a few improvements, like how I'm more mature. I'm also stronger physically and mentally. I've learned a lot of things, and that includes Hungarian and Spanish.
Oh, so they teach you Hungarian and Spanish?
No, I learn Hungarian in my spare time.
You speak Hungarian now?
Igen.
Igen, okay. You tried studying in public school, and now you are in international school. Which one is better?
Well, it depends on the student whom you're asking. If that were me, of course I'd say that, yes, I prefer international schools over public schools, but then again, not all international schools are the same.
You mean there are bad international schools?
There can be, actually.
Oh, okay.
There are some bad schools, and you can't judge it based on, oh, is this public, private, international, or whatever. So you can't just go around with a mentality like, oh, all international schools are bad because they all have different systems.
Oh, okay.
So I went to a Singaporean primary school, and if you Google it online, you'll find out that Singapore has some of the best on this planet. The only thing that made me leave was, well, it kind of didn't suit me.
That is such an interesting opinion.
Thanks, but everybody's different, you know?
I guess so.
Like, let's use you as an example. So, like, you have Korean friends and you watch a lot of drama about Korean schools. What can you tell about the system there?
Well, from dramas and from what my friends said, mostly kids are struggling. They have to study a lot, and after school they still have to attend many tuition, and then they have to fight to get to the best university.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so stressful.
Wait, you're interviewing me now?
Well, but that kind of proves my point, you know.
What?
South Korea is also one of the top countries in terms of education systems. I also have a few Korean friends, and sure, not everyone's happy, but well, at least some people are happy, you know. Like my friends, for example.
Who attend your school? Some are happy and some are not?
Well, some are happy about the Korean education system, and others may have went to my school because they didn't like that system.
I see.
Probably because it's too stressful and too competitive.
I see. Yes. And I also talked to parents in your school from China, for example. They said that they moved to Hungary because in China they feel like it's too competitive. School is hard for their kids. I heard that. Yeah, I think many Asian countries are like very disciplined in school.
Please don't show me a school class leaderboard.
Why?
Oh no.
Do you have?
No, but like, oh my gosh, like, why do you have to say, oh, this student is better than this student?
Well, it's different mentality in my school back then. There were so many kids in my elementary school. In 6th grade, there were like 50 kids or 60 kids.
What?
A lot of them.
What?
Yeah,
Well,
50 maybe.
I have 70.
70?
Yeah,
Kids?
70.
In your whole grade?
Yes.
This is in one room.
What?
It's funny because if they put rank from number 1 to the last, then yeah, it's kind of tough for those who have to be the bottom.
Yeah,
right?
but then again, it's kind of easy to rise because like there are lots of students.
You're right. Yeah, that's the positive side, and probably it makes them want to work harder because oh my gosh, I don't want to be in the bottom, so I need to study harder. I don't know. Yeah.
I've had a similar mentality where like I had to like continue getting XP because I wanted to be on the top.
In games.
Yeah, for example.
Yeah.
But that's just an example.
Can we now talk about strength and weakness of this kind of school? You're strong. From international school, what do they have that public school don't have, according to you?
Well, my school has quite a lot of stuff. Well, like, shall I list them? But then that'll make the video longer, but
Just say.
okay. Then I guess facilities, swimming pools, proper auxiliary gym thing.
What is auxiliary gym?
I honestly don't know. I think it's like a secondary gym or something.
Do you go there?
Well, during lunchtime they hold activities there, but usually none of them really tickle my fancy.
So you do have more than one gym.
They also have like bathroom. Yeah, very proper and mostly clean bathroom.
Because you need to change after swimming and take shower.
Oh, they also have changing rooms for that.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, yep. We also have like a theater for like assemblies, so we don't have
for
to.
the assembly, you don't stand outside in the sun.
Yeah.
You sit.
Well, sometimes we do, but most of the time we sit in the theater. But not every school has the same facilities. But well, in general, they should have more because parents are practically emptying their wallets for these things.
Yeah, they are expensive, so they should get something more, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else, or that's the only thing? So you go for the facility, that's all.
The school also has a lot of after-school activities, but they're optional. So if you don't want to participate, then you don't have to. Just don't sign up for that activity.
For example,
Boom!
What
Like,
do you?
Well, in elementary school, we had like stuff like an after-school activity that was dedicated entirely to experimenting with technology. We would make our own robots, video games. Yeah, we do make video games. Haha, my school is a game dev school.
Oh my god! And then I heard your friends join like the Bugs Club or something.
Oh yeah, I think that one might be to like preserve the lovely bugs in our world. Flashbacks to when I got scared of that one.
And then what else? Like they bake cookies and something.
Oh yeah, and we also like bacon stuff. Bacon? No. My school gives the kids a lot of chances to like show off their talents. For example, there's like an annual talent show where kids come together to watch even more kids doing cool stuff like dancing and playing the piano, and also for kids who like to talk in public, including yours truly. We usually talk in front of the parents, for example. So
you volunteer?
No, we're picked by the teachers. In the early beginning, they would have some time to adjust to your talents, and then they'd personalize the school system for
you. I mean, they knew that this kid likes to talk in public, this kid is shy, so probably they won't be happy, right? If they get picked, you have to talk in front of public, and then they get nervous.
I can imagine other schools picking only the shy kids just to let them face their fears.
Oh yeah, sometimes teachers do that, but I think, for example, like your dad, it would have been so bad if he's forced suddenly, come on, Job, you go and talk to parents.
Hey.
That would be scary.
The next one. Kids, well, they're pretty active.
Yeah.
During math, we aren't taught to like use a specific method, but rather the teachers give us a problem without very much strategy teaching, and then we use a strategy that we know to solve the problem. And then after that, the teacher teaches us a method that we could use to solve the problem, but then they they don't require you to use the teacher's method.
Up to you. But what if you tried and then you couldn't solve it? So what to do?
I guess you could ask the teacher for help, unless it's a test, in which case you have to provide the results as they are.
Yeah. And your teachers told me, you know, sometimes I had to meet them once in a while.
Oh.
They said that kids in your school, they ask a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah. My classmates are really curious about the world. And the best part about the international schools is that all students are treated equally as well. So, like, for example, it doesn't matter if you're from this country or that country. You're a human, like everyone else is.
You mean you have lots of friends from different countries?
Yeah, so like that means we get to learn about a lot of cultures, and we learn more about the world as a whole.
Is there anybody who's racist?
Why would you need a racist person in an international school?
Right, so nobody, right? Yeah, so it's okay. And now, let's talk about public school. Do you see any strength?
Honestly, I also see a few strengths in public school systems as well. The students there are, academically speaking, better than international school students. Kinda, yeah. So like, life story time mode. So when I was about to leave Singapore, we were already learning about the complex operator and totally unknown operator that is multiplication.
First grade.
Yeah, in first grade, we were already learning how to multiply 2 by 2.
In fact, in kindergarten you did too, right?
Oh yeah. I actually learned multiplication in my spare time. I wondered why 1 times 1 was still 1. Wasn't it supposed to be 2? But anyways, so then after learning multiplication in 1st grade in Singapore, when I moved to Hungary, we were only beginning to learn how to read. Bruh, like that may be a huge step back, but at least it gave me more time to orient to the system.
Right, so you were like one of the most advanced here in 1st grade.
0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1.
Everybody only started to learn to read and you could do multiplication. Yeah. So you got a head start compared to your
not
friends.
really, because I forgot how to multiply by I literally forgot how to multiply by the beginning of 3rd grade.
Anything else?
Well, the students sound like they're disciplined. Well, more disciplined, in fact. For example, public school students can stay in the same place
You do that all day long.
Yeah, like I always sit in the same place. But anyways, like for example, they can sit in the same place all day, and they seem to be more well-behaved or shy in front of adults. Honestly, I don't.
You are never shy. Yeah, right.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing though, but like, yeah. But I guess they're afraid to say what's on their mind. I don't know.
You talk a lot. I've seen you having Zoom meeting and then you talk a lot.
Yeah.
You're the person who talks the most.
I think I'm the person who has unmuted myself the most in the entire
Is there a
school.
mute button on you? Is that all?
Public school students are much more organized than we are.
You are not organized at all.
Yeah.
What do you mean though? Can you explain?
Well, like they have an organized pile of books. Like they have a bookshelf, and then they organize them by the type of book they are.
And every day they pack, right?
They also like write nice notes. They also highlight important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you do that?
Well, we are beginning to do that. Maybe what's notable is that like there are surveys on certain countries' education system.
Yeah.
And then
Do you know what's on top usually?
Like Singapore,
Yeah, we
Korea, probably China as well.
Yes. USA.
But international schools, well, they aren't really found in such surveys.
Yeah.
Or at least they aren't taken into account, which to those poll makers who don't take them into account,
Yeah, so for countries, it's clear they are number 1, number 2, number 3, depending on which survey you check, right? But for international school, actually, I don't know how many alumni from your school go to famous universities, good universities, we don't know, right? Yeah. Anyway, in the future, when you apply for a job, like it or not, you will have to compete with many people. Maybe with students from public school, those who are more organized than you, those who are more disciplined than you.
those who remember multiplication like 3 years into their school journey.
And like academically, they are superior than you, maybe.
Public school students have their signature look of superiority.
Yeah, so do you think you can compete with them? Can you land your job against those kids? Let's say, what do you want to be? Game developer?
Yeah, well, let's say I want to become a game dev.
Yes.
If you make me a company, then I don't have to compete with anyone.
So I will have to make you a company.
But then in the end, we'll be successful. Yay! And I'll also be able to do the dream thingy I've always wanted to do. That is, bash my head into the keyboard and make some video games.
Right, if we can afford it.
if I have to go interview along with other applicants who applied for the job, yeah, I'd say my speaking skills might score at least something.
You
But-
can speak well.
But if it's like a written test about like history, science, math, the inner workings of a computer screen, which probably won't have to have very much to do with the actual job, then I'd lose to all those public school fellas.
Because they learn all those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you
Actually-
didn't.
actually-
you are just learning to organize.
And I'm also kind of learning those, but I'm mainly learning social skills in my school.
Right, yeah.
But I'm not finished
Oh,
with
I
my
thought you were
talk yet.
finished.
Big thank you to my mom and my dad who let me use my computer early. Yeah.
For playing games?
Yeah, and probably I've been playing and making games. But that means I'll get a head start compared to other children who are banned from using any device at all.
I trust that you use it well.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably it will be useful because by the time you want to get a job, you have more experience with it. It's good that you already focus what you want to do later because many kids, they still don't know what they want to do even though they are in high school, and that's, yeah. Okay, well, in general, what's the conclusion? Which one is better then? We return to that topic again. Public school or international school?
I'm gonna have to leave the conclusion to you guys watching the video. What do you guys think? Do you prefer a public school or an international school? Because, well, it depends on the person, but comment down below.
Well, for me, there is very clear strength from public school, which international school doesn't have.
What?
It's free!
Roblox! It's free!